Mosman had to look back.
Oh, he got it!
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Matty B. Welcome back to the channel and thank you all for tuning in. As always, really appreciate each and every one of you. I know I say it all the time, but I really do mean it every time. But coming up this weekend is one of my all-time favorite races of the year, every year, and that is the Glen Helen two-stroke World Championship that only happens in the USA, but it's badass, so World Championship it is. This race is always an epic showdown, and the best part of it all should be pretty obvious. It's all two-strokes. Every single class is two-stroke only. If you bring a four-stroke to this race, you may or may not get lynched on the spot, but all pre-mix is sick. There's going to be some pretty good payouts for the pro classes that always attract some big names and some crazy fast talent, and I've even heard some rumors of one of the fastest gingers of all time bringing an unreleased green two-stroke out to the event to battle with everybody's favorite grumpy bastard, Filthy Phil Nicoletti, two-stroke guru Carson Brown, last year's winner Dante Oliveira, the master betas of Drake and DeMartile, local Glen Helen rippers like Surratt and Moseman, and even the old dog legends like Doug Dubach and Kurt Nicole. And of course, you guys know the deal. I also have no choice but to head out there myself and bring you all as much content as possible from this badass race. So for today's video, we're going to preview the 2026 Glen Helen two-stroke World Championship, and then I'll give you guys a highlight reel of all the best moments from my trips to that event from 2023 to 2025. I can't even describe how good it sounds. You may or may not need to change your pants on standby in your contract, but before we get into all that stuff, got to give a huge thank you and a shout out to my channel sponsors. They're the people that make trips like these possible so I can bring you guys all the content that I do, so please do me a favor and go check them out. Huge thank you to ASV Inventions, home of the Unbreakable Lever, Serious Studio, who can take care of all your merch needs, and the DesignLabCo.com. They got some great designs in their lab at their co, and if you need graphics, look no further than there. I have links and discount codes in my video description, and if you guys buy from them, a small portion of the sale goes to me to help keep us going, so if you're supporting them, you are literally supporting me. And also, I'm doing the TV announcing for the GT Arena Cross Series on Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports 2 with Daniel Blair. Here's the airing schedule. Would really appreciate it if you guys would tune in. Not only will entertainment be guaranteed in your contract, but it'll also help me keep my job. But thank you guys again for watching. Hope you enjoy today's video. Alright, to start off today's preview, before we get into the list of potential riders, I'll give you all a brief overview of the format for the Glen Helen two-stroke World Championship National. Pretty simple actually. Friday's practice day, and it may or may not be a total free-for-all. I think you can ride about whenever you want to. Hell, I might even be able to take my Honda Civic out there for a rip in practice, but get all your testing, tuning, and jetting done Friday, because then on Saturday, we got gates dropping for race day. Practice starts damn near at the ass crack of dawn, and then racing rages on all day long, even with the Southern California sun staring you straight in the face and blocking your vision on some of the gnarliest and scariest parts of the Glen Helen course. It's definitely not for the faint of heart, but this event has all kinds of classes, all two-strokes of course, but they have mini bike classes that I believe race on another track. The main track is way too Gnarls Barkley for them, but if I remember correctly, 85s and up ride the main track and the hills and all that stuff, and then the main attractions are the 125, open two-stroke, and 50-plus pro classes with some solid payouts on the line. The Open Pro class pays a whopping $5,000 to win, and then as per usual, it's the fastest to get paid and the fastest to get laid, because it's a top-heavy national, and the payout drops off big time from first to second, with the runner-up going home with $2,000, $1,500 for third, $1,000 for fourth, and then $500 for fifth. And let me tell you, all the guys in the top 5 in this race might as well be USPS, because they will be hauling the mail. I can pretty much guarantee you guys that several really fast guys are going to leave empty-handed in this Open Pro class. Can't wait to watch that one go down with all the guys that we're going to talk about here in a minute, but then we'll have the 125 Pro class, some more cash money on the line for that one. The winner's going to get $2,500, second place gets $1,500, third place gets $1,000, and then this year, they went back to paying the top 5 instead of just the top 3 like I think they did last year, but this year, fourth gets $800, and then fifth gets $700. And now that I'm saying all this out loud, it's kind of crazy that fifth place in the 125 class gets paid more than fifth place in the Open Pro class. But either way, there's some cash money getting thrown around, and I love to see that because that means some hardworking senders are going to get a payday. And then the last air quote showcase class, if you want to call it that, it's going to be the 50-plus pro class, and they got some dollar bills y'all on the line as well, with $1,800 on the line for the winner, $1,200 for second, $1,000 for third, $600 for fourth, and then $400 for fifth. Total payouts for this race are over $20,000 across these 3 classes, and then the fine folks at ASV Inventions are not only sponsoring this janky YouTube channel, but they're also committed for some whole shot awards at the National for all the pro classes. And Bob from ASV is a top-notch lad. Last year there was a red flag restart and the same guy pulled both whole shots, so what does Bob do? He pays him for both of them. Total legend. But yeah, seriously, I cannot wait to see all these legends battling on two strokes for all the cash. And speaking of legends on two strokes battling for cash, next up, we'll do a quick rundown of the rider list that I expect to see at this race. Some of these are already confirmed on the pre-entry list, and some of these guys are just guys that I see at this race every year. And then, unfortunately, right off the rip here, I got to squash a rumor of the biggest legend in the lineup possibly racing this thing, with that being Ryan Villopoto. I had heard a bunch of rumors that he was going to race this on the new Kawasaki 300 two-stroke. RV was on pulp the other night, and he didn't necessarily deny that he was going to race this, and he did say that within the next 3 months we should all see something regarding the new Kawi two-stroke. But now I've received confirmation that RV will not be on the gate, and we will not get to see the new Kawi two-stroke in action that they blue-balled us on for about over a year now. But regardless of no Captain Coors Light, we're still going to have tons of legends and rippers on the gate, and one of them is going to be Phil Nicoletti. He just announced a new Husky deal, and I heard him on the PulpMX show last week talking about how he would be racing this event. And I'd have to think he's likely going to have a badass Husky 300 two-stroke, and I'm really hyped to see him show up and flip off the entire field. Then we have the defending champ from last year that is on the pre-entry list, and that's Dante Oliveira. Dante is a billion-time off-road champion. He's dabbled in some pro motocross with top 10 qualifying speed, and he is stupid fast. He inherited the win after a Derek Drake late race DNF last year, but he was crazy fast all weekend long, and I really don't foresee him showing up this year to do anything but what he did last year. And of course, we can't forget about Carson Brown. He's always a mainstay at this event. I think he's raced it the last 5 years in a row or so, and I have zero confirmation that he's going to be there this year, but I'm just going to make an ass out of you and me and assume that he's going to be there again on the Twisted Development hybrid Suzuki frame KTM 300 two-stroke engine Frankenstein machine. Carson rides the entire moto like he's filming a TikTok or an Instagram reel, so if he's there, then there's no way he's not going to be a factor for the W. And then we'll have the masters of the betas. This year, that's going to be Dare DeMartile, and then they've drafted in Derek Drake to ride what I am really hoping are the beta 350cc two-strokes. They're brand new and apparently super hard to get, so hopefully these guys were able to get their hands on them, but even if not, the 300 two-strokes that the beta guys bring to this race every year are absolutely insane, and they're typically, in my opinion, the best sounding bikes at the race. They bark so hard, it'll send you straight from 6 to midnight before you can even think about it. And of course, with this race being at Glen Helen, you can never count out the locals, with some of the biggest ones being Josh Mosiman and Ryan Surratt. Mosiman has more laps on this track than both Glen and Helen themselves combined, and he's your defending champ in the 125 Pro class. And Ryan Surratt sends it around Glen Helen like none other, so those guys are definitely going to be a couple to watch. Robbie Wageman has won this race before, and he's currently on the pre-entry list, along with Giacomo Redondi, who's an unreal, underrated off-road guy. ASV's own Dane Morales will be racing. Another off-road guy, Colton Ayek, will be in the cut. I saw another off-road guy, Australian Mason Simmons, is looking for a two-stroke, and he's crazy fast at Glen Helen as well. And last but not least, we got some guys that aren't on the pre-entry list at the time of recording this, but Ryan Morris is always a factor in the 125 Pro class for the win, along with Sean Leponovich. I have no clue what Justin Heft is doing. He usually races a bunch of off-road series, and I think he's a little bit of an enigma, but if he shows up to this thing, then he's definitely fighting for the win without a choice, because he won the Open Pro class a couple of years ago. Trevor Stewart's a past winner of the Open Pro class, and if he can find a bike that doesn't hit false neutral every 6 or 9 feet, then he'll be fast, he should be up front, and who knows, we might even see the 800 of Michael Lessie back in action on his backyard national of GH. The vet classes are going to have the usual suspect legends like Kurt Nicole, Doug Dubach, and maybe even Jeff Emig, who raced it last year. And I'm sure I'm missing some names. I could probably go on all day long, but yeah, this event is always, and I mean always, bringing the heat in terms of a stacked lineup. Every year it's like a sword pecker. You just can't beat it. But that's about all I have for info on the event itself. I'm sure some of you guys can't wait for me to shut the hell up, so now here's the actual good part of the video, and that is all the best moments from my trips to this event from 2023 to 2025. Buckle up and turn your volume wide open for the best sound in motocross around one of the baddest tracks in motocross. Thanks for watching. No choice.
Kyle, Gardner, D-Ray. Massive jump for, it looks like Dante Oliveira with Derek Drake and Carson Brown right there. Oh, bunch of them down in turn 2. Dante, Carson Brown. Dude is so loose. Dante up in the second. The guy's an animal. D-Mar Tile in third. Looks like he's lapping Jeff Ward. Carson Brown inching towards the top 10. Drake's got the feet on the dash. He's cruising. Whoa! The transmission's not cruising. No way! Bike problem for Derek Drake. He's off the side of the track. What? He had it. Dante Oliveira takes over the lead. What a heartbreak. But the man of the hour of the day, Dante Oliveira, is going to get the overall win. No, that's the car seat. All over Hawaii 5 over the lead. Okarski throwing the kitchen sink at this thing. A long way around, still can't get it. Mosman all over the back, tries to go around the outside. Lopanovich, I was going to say he's been like John Girard in this one, but Mosman slices into the lead. Look at B-Ray from the outside, but it's Ryan Morris and Trakarski. Oh, slide out, Indonesia. Got the HPs. Mosman can't quite do it. Mosman, now he goes around the outside. B-Ray all over the back of Morris, and now in front of Morris, makes the move in a second.
Right to the inside. Got loose, but he closed it. That's laps closer than they were last lap. Mosiman had to look back. Here comes Rowe, he got him! Makes the pass!
Not going to get the cash, but he's got the bragging rights and the Moto2 win. But finally, after years, this two-stroke 125 Pro Championship goes to Josh Mosiman. Well deserved.